Final event on the programme, a Class 2. We're up to the 1650 here for the last. Good race to finish the programme, headed by Calculation. Runner-up over the 1200 metres on the all-weather last time out behind Fight Hero. Rivet comes to Happy Valley for the first time. Star Majestic's been here before, won 7 times over the trip here at Happy Valley. Beauty Spirit makes his Hong Kong debut. Turin Red Star course and distance, first time for him as well. Pretty Bohemia was a winner in Class 3 company last time out. Blocker D up in class by roll forward from barrier 4 and down to Magnetism, who's also up in class. Last start win in Class 3 company. Back at the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map first here, Brett, for the final event. And Calculation, that shot in on the all-weather out in front, he's been pretty handy.
Yeah, and you would think that potentially he's a chance of leading the race. Blocker D is a horse that obviously can race handy in sprint distances, so he might be a chance of kicking up. Pretty Bohemia had to work last start to get outside of the leader. King Genki's a front-running type, but generally over a bit further. The newcomer, Beauty Spirit, who won his maiden at a place called Ararat in provincial Victoria, showed a lot of speed and was led and handy in most of his starts in Australia. So he's an option of going forward. And I think Rivet, for me, he won't be here. I think he'll possibly end up somewhere in here. Just potentially in front of Star Majestic, maybe on the back of Blocker D, or even look for that spot there. They've got barrier number 1. I think they've really got to utilise it. And if they do, I think he can win.
All right, OK, that's Rivet. What have you been seeing in the mornings, Paul?
Well, Rivet. Here he is here. We've just been talking about him, just working with a Shamport, who's another one running at this meeting. But Rivet, he seems to be going nicely enough here. He's had that gelding operation and everything, so... and he is down in grade. That's him. That was him on the far side. Pretty Bohemia's going nicely at the moment. He's a last start winner as well. He's won 2 of his last 3. That's him in front there, with behind a lower class horse and Bingo Hero, but still doing it nicely enough. And Victor Wong's won on this horse before. Good old Blocker D's been running around for a while now, and he's another one that seems to be going really nice. He was just hanging a little bit at the end, so just thought I'd show that he's on one rein at the end, but he seemed to be working OK if you don't take that into account.
All right, OK. Well, Rivet's had a bit of airtime already. He's going to have a bit more now as we speak with jockey Sam Clipperton.
We spoke to you leading into Rivet's last run, Sam. What were your thoughts on that performance?
I thought it was a good run. He drew wide and I had to go back on him and give away too much ground. But I was happy to see him actually hit the line and show a bit of zest for racing. I think the gelding operations definitely worked. And I think he's in a nice race on Wednesday night. He's drawn well and he's jumping a lot better out of the gate, so you know, every chance will probably take up a bit more of a forward role. And I think his last run was definitely good enough for him to be competitive on Wednesday night.
He's never been to Happy Valley before. How do you think he'll handle it?
Yeah, look, that's a bit of a query, but you know, it could work into his favour. It's something else for him to think about, and you know, he has drawn well, so we'll just follow the fence around. And like I said, I definitely think the horse is really improving now, and I expect him to run very well.
After Wednesday night, 3 meetings left for the season, and then it's a pretty significant off-season coming up for you.
It is, yeah. It is a significant off-season. Get married, but I would like to get one more winner before the off-season, so we'll be trying our best.
Bit of spending money there for Sam. But Rivet, whichever way you look at it, he's been disappointing. He was a Group 1 winner as a 2-year-old in the UK, but maybe he's on the way back. Yeah,
look, he's obviously been gelded, there's been issues. He was actually working really nicely going towards the Derby, wasn't he, Paul? Yeah. Then he had a bit of a setback and he's just had acclimatisation, so it's taken longer for him to settle in than it has for others. Interesting to note that he and Winning Faith in this race are both chasing a high achievement bonus, which will dissolve at the end of the season should they not win one.
All right, OK. Well, let's get into some of his main rivals, starting off with Calculation. I think he's turned a bit of a corner, Calculation, of late. He's been running very consistently, some big races over the extended mile and the 1200. This was last time out behind Fight Hero.
Yeah, Joe rode him in this particular race. It was a good run, and of course Fight Hero is a real dirt specialist, so as was Calculation. Actually, he did win nicely. Last time he was on the surface. He likes Happy Valley. I've got him in on a second line. I think he can run well.
I think he's turned the corner too, or he's got better, but I tend to think it may be on that surface we're watching him on there, on the all-weather. He's a really good horse on the turf, but I think he's you know, better on the all-weather. So I've got him in the tips, but I think maybe something might be able to beat him.
All right, he's been to Happy Valley in the past, but not when he's been in this sort of form. So I think he's certainly an interesting runner there, his calculation. Pretty Bohemia, well, this is Happy Valley form that we're looking at here, and it's winning form as well. He could be paid a compliment earlier on the afternoon or the evening with Lucky Time going round with Friends of Kaying.
Well, Victor Wong played the right card here, really. He got caught deep initially, and then he went and sat up outside of the lead. And obviously, he went on to score in the end. It was quite a tough win. He's been a horse that's paid a few bills for the owners this year, I would have thought, with 9 starts, 3 wins and a whole heap of placings. So whether he can go any higher is a question mark. There's some strong opposition here.
He's going well. He's going well in the mornings, and he's going well on the track. So, you know, he's got that little bit of weight off his back. I've got him in on a minor line. Yeah,
margin wasn't huge there, was it? Yeah. He got across the line in front. And again, we've seen this replay earlier on, but Magnetism, he comes here in form, but he's up in class.
Yeah, look, him and Pretty Bohemia, for me, potentially a sort of, you know, like a high jumper who's got his personal best, but he's now got to lift the bar a little bit more, and I'm not sure whether or not they can. I think maybe Pretty Bohemia might be the more likely type. In saying that, I mean, Magnetism was super impressive here, but I'm willing to take the chance that there'll be others in the race that'll be stronger than the pair of them.
He had a really perfect run here. I just think he might have been flattered slightly by the margin there.
Yeah.
All right, so up in class, but he brings winning form to the table, if nothing else. Rivet has come up as our favourite here, Paul.
Yeah, and I'm going to take him on. I'm going to take him on with a horse I think is very underrated here in Hong Kong called Turin Red Star. He's won on the all-weather, he's won at Sha Tin, and he's trialled really well here at Happy Valley. He's come up at double figures. I'm going to make him the best of the night. I think he's a really good chance and a real underestimated horse here. Calculations going nicely. Winning Faith has been pretty consistent, but I think he might be close to his mark. And Pretty Bohemia likewise. So 7, 1, 8 and 9, and really like the 7 in this.
I wanted to get him in the 7. I just didn't find a spot for him, but as Paul's highlighted, he could be a horse that's got more improvement to come. I ended up going with Rivet, Winning Faith. They went forward last start. Dr. Jeff went on to win. I think from 12 they'll ride quiet. Calculations going well. He could win it, but I just think that maybe the all-weather's better for him. And then I threw in, look, Magnetism just ahead of Pretty Bohemia. Turin Red Star, if he gets in with some cover, he's a definite player. 2, 8, 1, 12. All
right, calculation goes on top for me, and Limitless may or may not have found his way into the numbers as well. As far as the stats are concerned, Paul, Caris Teton on horses he's ridden here in the past.
Yeah, look, horses that he's ridden here in the past, and you can see here he's ridden 15 times on these particular horses. He's had 5 wins on them. So what I'm basically saying here is he knows these horses well, and he's got a really good strike rate on them. And the best one being Noble Delight. I mean, he's won on that horse here. So basically he's stuck with the ship, and he's riding a few of them once again at this meeting.
All right, he probably should be a best bet for someone, Noble Delight, but what's yours, Paul?
I'm going to go with Turin Red Star. The price, I think he's a terrific price, and he's a very underestimated horse. I think Rivet's going to come up too short. Everlaugh, he's the outsider of the field, and he's only had the 1 start at Happy Valley, and he went well, and he's won a trial here. So I think he's in massive overs at 37. And the play of the day, we'll do in the last. We'll go Winning Faith, Turin Red Star, calculation 178.
The super banker stamp of approval I've given him, Andrew, is probably enough pressure for Noble Delight. Smart Baby, 5.11, back to 1,800 for me. I think he'll go very close. And Paddington, all the gear stripped off. Race 1, number 7, he will sit in. I'll give him a chance, the old Class 5er. And I'm going to play my best play in that first race. Hit or miss early, 1279 QQP, showing character, Peace on Earth, Paddington, and the Speedster.
All right, another one for Zach here on Roman Odyssey, dropping in class in race number 3. Manfred Mann trains, and long shot High Spirit in the second. Last day for us in Alberta had a really good run last time out, and the play will go around him as well. Friends of Kaying, super form, and High Spirits. There you go. Just about out of time. After this, they're back to Sha Tin. 11 races on the weekend.
Last 2 meetings at Sha Tin, both 11 race cards.
Looking forward to it.
Looking at the Griffin race, of course, and there's a couple of good ones stepping out there, so looking forward to that.
All right, we're just about in party mood here as the end of season approaches, but that's the show. Thanks for watching on behalf of Paul, Brett and the rest of the team. Hopefully we'll see you at Happy Valley on Wednesday night when we will be racing to win.
Ciao.
Good night.